I will say, just like, even when Brooks gets back there, and I do still think it's an if, they've been kind of coy about whether, they even expect him to play this season, which it's a little tough.
Nice
like
pick.
you have one of the most successful running backs in the NFL right now on like a per rush basis, and you spent a 2nd round pick on a guy that might not even play for you, and it's not a premium position. I'm not an anti-running back guy, but it's not a premium position. Again, you can find a Chuba Hubbard, and it's tough. It's tough when you're in the place where the Panthers are right now. That being said, though, Canales is even. I've heard interviews with him. I've seen him talk about Chuba Hubbard and describe him as one of the guys we want like to lift up, because of how hard he works and yada yada. And you mentioned the commitment to the run game. So I don't know, man. Like, what is the rest of the season going to play out in this Carolina backfield, do you think, here?
They're not shying away from it. I think it's Hubbard's thing. Like, Hubbard's, that's who's going to get the primary touches. Because even if Brooks does come back, say he does make a miracle thing, comes back in the last 6 weeks or whatever, they're still probably going to ease him in. And they probably don't trust him to do some of the little thing stuff. Another thing with Brooks is he's not the biggest guy either. So even like I always pictured him as part of maybe a 1A with another 1B, part of the rotation. So like I still think this is Hubbard's show. Going against the defenses he's going against upcoming, like, he has the Giants. You can get them. They are tough. They're better against the pass as far as their pass rush. You can get them against the run, but it's a tougher defense. But then the Chiefs, after their bye week, Chiefs are tough against the run this year too. So this is more of the defenses they go against than maybe his role at all. And also, if they're down in those games, are they throwing it more? Are they kind of like, not be able to stay in some neutral game script? Hasn't hurt them so far as they got their, they get whitewashed week in, week out. But it's kind of, so I think it's just still, this is his backfield. At worst, it turns into a 70-30 kind of thing, or 75-25 kind of thing. Because I think they won't want to rush Brooks right back in, because that is a major injury. So, you got to have some rust beaten off of him or worked off of him as he kind of comes back in. So I think Hubbard just maintained the course. Is he going to be a top, was he 7th right now? I still think he's crazy. I still think he stays with good numbers. Is he top 8 still the rest of the year? I'm not sure, but he's still going to hover in that area because the usage is there. Their type of style is still there, and he's kind of earned those touches. Like you just mentioned him working hard. That's why the coaches like him. They're probably going like, hey, I don't need this other guy that's not going to be here. Why do you think they got rid of, Deontay Johnson? They got to keep the streak going with him. But they're getting guys that if they're building a culture, they're going to reward the guys that are showing that they invest in the culture. And I'm guessing that he's one of them.
Yeah, he has 133 carries. Miles Sanders second on the team with 36. So there is some room here for him to give a little bit and still be a very productive fantasy back. I mean, look, we're talking about the Lions offense versus the damn Panthers offense, but I could see this turning into a Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery type of thing, where especially because Hubbard's a free agent at the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if they re-sign him. And, just again, because we're trying to build a culture here, and people are like, what are you doing? You just drafted Jonathan Brooks. Like, I'm literally saying Matt Harmon drafted Jonathan Brooks in the first round of his dynasty rookie draft. Like, I want this guy to get all the touches. Maybe that's not the type of back he is, and Hubbard could end up being like the David Montgomery of that situation.